Hi, my name is Tobin Tom, and I would like to present my project, Estimate Cognitive Load of AI-Generated Text. So with the widespread use of AI in everyday life, it is important to ensure that generative AI text is actually understood by the end user because it is so widespread in education, everyday life, and multiple apps that we use it now use generative AI to generate information for the end user. So one way to do that is using the cognitive load theory pioneered by John Sweller, which explains how intrinsic load, extraneous load, and germane load factor into what we will term as cognitive load, the understandability factor of the generated text. So as part of this project, I created a tool that is written in Python that takes in generated text and generates a report of various scores. The scores, as part of the cognitive load theory, are the scores of the intrinsic load, the extraneous load, and the germane load. And it and I kind of created a heuristic to generate the cognitive load, which is 0.45% of the intrinsic load added to 0.4 of the extraneous load and remove 0.15 of the germane load, which is a heuristic I just came up with, and it is unfortunately not normalized or perfected. And as also part of this experiment, I decided to choose three different topics: vaccines, blockchain, and photosynthesis. And I used the Claude Sonnet 5 model to generate text as a beginner, expert, and a general audience for each of these topics. So then I got 9 text pieces and I ran my tool against each of these 9 texts to generate a report of the cognitive load. And I also ran it against the Fleischer-Kincaid grade score, which is an independent readability metrics, to try to compare what my cognitive load score looks like against the Flesch-Kincaid grade score. So just to give a demo, in my cognitive load text, when prompted by the AI model, this is what the text looks like. And running it against my tool, it generates a report that shows a lot of readability metrics like the Flush reading ease, the Flush-Kincaid grade score. This is the one that I used to independently verify what it looks like against the composite cognitive load. So there are the intrinsic load, the extraneous load, and the germane load separately given out, and the composite cognitive load, which was created using this formula or heuristic I came up with, which is 0.45 times the intrinsic load plus zero point 0.4 into the extraneous load minus 0.15 the germane load. And I mapped it out against the Flesch-Kincaid score, and it came into a linear line, as you can see. Each of these dots represent the 9 texts that I used. So in using this project, I was able to find that the tool offers a very promising report. It shows that with higher complex expert level text, the cognitive load was actually much higher. And this can be used to help train AI text to make it more understandable, to find ways to make text more easier to understand using lesser lexical rarity, making sure propositional density is lower, using simpler sentences, normalization, reducing pronoun ambiguity can all increase understandability and reduce cognitive load. While this project is promising, it was not used against human subjects and was not used with a much larger corpus of text nor with multiple AI models. So once while this is promising, it needs to go further use multiple AI models, larger uh, various topics, and more text to make it more generalized, and can probably be used to filter AI generated content in education, make sure that it's understandable to the general public. Thank you.